I thought I'd do a little video on screenplays, but more specifically, screenplay feedback.
We were having a production meeting the other week and our DOP James pointed out an issue of the script. So we have this antagonist whose identity is revealed in a flashback sequence 45 minutes into the movie. Later on he becomes the central foe that leads the third act. The problem is that we have 45 pages beforehand where he isn't present. The issue is that the structure of the script is quite tight, so bringing him into the movie earlier would be challenging. I also wanted the focus of the first half to be centred around the romantic relationship of our two leads. Having said that, I did have an inkling that the lack of an antagonist would be problematic whilst writing, hence the flashback scene at page 45. The flashback scene established his connection to the other characters and laid the groundwork for how he'd factor into the plot. I thought that I'd patched it, sent the script out to the crew and never mentioned any insight into my writing process. James picked up on it. I realised in that moment that if he's picked up on it, then it's still a problem, so I had to find a more organic way to work this character into the script. This got me thinking about feedback and when to take that on board. It can often be tricky to take notes. Screenplays can take a very long time to write, and they're very much a part of the writer. It's their brainchild, their creation, something that they've spent weeks, months labouring over. They want it to be wholeheartedly accepted by everyone who reads it. The truth of the matter is that nothing is perfect, and there's always room for improvement.
Now, I wouldn't say apply every single bit of feedback you get. Listen to the pieces of feedback that support the film that you're trying to make. Sometimes ideas might not necessarily fit within that prism. In this instance, James's idea is something that is integral to the film. It's something that is a structural issue that kind of does affect the feeling that I want the audience to have at the end. It needs to have a lot of emotional resonance, and if the lack of Damien earlier in the film kind of undercuts that, then I'm not succeeding at what I'm trying to do. Bad feedback could be like trying to turn a drama into a comedy, like a complete misunderstanding of what the intent is. Sometimes it's not as simple as that, so in that kind of situation I would say stress test the idea, the feedback, against the script in the most vigorous ways and see if it kind of holds water.
So I've acknowledged that the note needs addressing, so how am I going to deal with it? The first thing I did was annotated the script, noting areas where I could work the character in. You could do this with a paper copy on the script, in a notebook, or on a computer. I used Zodo PDF Reader to annotate the script. I used different colours to mark different kinds of changes. Blue would mean adding a new scene, yellow would mean in addition to an existing scene, and green would indicate a change in dialogue.
So I'm always watching films to keep myself inspired. It doesn't necessarily have to be correlating to the genre that I'm writing. It's just, for me, watching a great film kind of gives me a boost, gets my enthusiasm going. At the minute I'm watching Michael Mann's Thief.
Once I've written all my notes, I'll start incorporating them into the script. And that's how I do revisions.
Hey, if you want to support the film, then check us out on Patreon. We've got a bunch of perks, exclusives, and you can even get your name on the film. Check it out in the link in the description.